this. We were just live a few minutes ago, and unfortunately, my audio recording wasn't working. So I'm starting it over and giving us a chance to just kind of reset, because sometimes life deserves a reset, right? So here we are. Hopefully, the people that were on will find this, and we'll see that that we're going again. And what I wanted to do is just welcome you to Gathering Momentum for Your Life. This is a live broadcast. It's an interactive one. I'm hoping that as you guys are able to hear me, that we can actually have some conversations through the chat. We're going to have an amazing time together. I actually just had another run through because the sound wasn't working. So hopefully you guys will join me with this run through. And so let's start with the video again, and just again set your heart before the Lord. Ask Him to open your heart before Him. Ask Him to help you prepare as we dive into some imagery today that will help us go into a devotional time with the Lord. So I look forward to seeing you guys on the other side of the video. So I don't know if you guys are able to hear me or not. If you happen to see me, if you can let me know. Let's see, can you hear me? We'll see if it's working, and hopefully it is. And if it's not, then we will reset and try it again some other time. But I hope that you guys are able to hear me. So we just played that video. That video is something that, great. Thank you. I am so grateful that you are there. Thank you, Alam. And Byron, thank you so much. We are going to go into this opportunity for us to go together into this interactive live devotional. We are using, let me put this up. We're using this book. It's called Momentum, The Journey Begins. And with this book, there is it's a modern day parable and devotional. So basically what's happened is there was this group of people called the Warrior Commission, and we came together and prayed, and the Lord gave us a whole bunch of individual words, and the Lord asked that I put those words into this parable. And so this contains the voices of all of our community. At the same time, it also contains imagery that should be able to help you really dive deeper into the heart of God. So what we're going to do is we're going to read a prayer that's part of this devotional. And this prayer is actually the first prayer that we've been reading, but we've gone into some of the images in just a couple of paragraphs of the first chapter. But the second part of the prayer is actually allowing us to go deeper into the imagery within the language of the prayer. And I think it's going to encourage you today. So let me read this, and let's open up our hearts in this time. As I read it over you, just be open, and then we'll talk about kind of where we're going to focus today. So, Father, I am ready for the journey. I don't know what lies ahead, but I trust that you have prepared me for it. I know your promises are yes and amen. So I agree with you and declare, I am all the great I am says I am. I humbly admit I still have much to learn. Learning is a lifelong journey, and I am excited for all the ways you plan to help me grow. I know I will be stretched as you increase my capacity to be filled with your love. I relish the excitement of the journey ahead. I choose to allow fear to be cast out by the waves of your perfect love. Take me into the beautiful waters ahead. Through storms, teach me to dance on the waves and laugh Through calm seas, teach me to bask in all you are. Take me to the lands of promise and help me live those promises out with all I meet. Amen. So in this, as these words are washing over you, as you're hearing a heart cry maybe rising up in your life to step into all God has for you as he created you to be in his heart and in this life, one of the things that can hold us back is fear. And so I love this line that says, I choose to allow fear to be cast out by the waves of your perfect love. So what I'd like to do is just have us take a minute and just open our hearts to what the waves of his perfect love can be like. What is it like to be overwhelmed, overcome, filled with his love and his presence? And as you're opening your heart to that, as you're allowing your life to be open to his pouring in of you, like wave after wave after wave of his love, just open your heart to that. And then let's ask the question, if he's pouring his love in, he's displacing something that doesn't need to be there, something that he's washing away in our lives. It might be a negative thought that we have. It might be maybe a way we see ourselves. It might be a trauma. It might be a challenge that we have. It might be sense of doing things by our own will and not submitted to his heart. Just kind of take a moment and think about that. You don't obviously have to post what's being washed away, but just think about it for a minute and what God might be displacing in your life with his perfect love. So as you're thinking about that, what do you feel like God is replacing? In other words, if fear's being cast out by perfect love, then love is replacing fear. If anxiety is being overcome and pushed out by his perfect love, what might he be replacing that with? Maybe peace. So as you think about it, what would you understand that God is replacing and exchanging the negative for his positive in this moment? Yeah, it could be in the place of like a poverty spirit where you don't think that you have value. He's placing value in you. Absolutely. Yeah. And then also, yes, I love that, because one of the things that he is displacing could be that orphan spirit, that feeling of not belonging or not being a part of something. And he's giving you that spirit of adoption, and he's letting you know that you are part of his heart and part of his family. And I just want to say, you are part of our family. I'm part of yours. And, and we are in this place together with the Lord. So what if part of what he's replacing is like a trauma in your life? What might he be putting in your life instead? Maybe it's, yeah, exactly. It's healing. He's putting healing. He's replacing what was a wound with healing. And also when he does that, one of the things we tend to stop at, oh yeah, my wound's getting healed, but there's a strength that comes in the healing process. There's something that happens when we choose to step into healing that allows us to actually embrace a strength of an overcomer. And what that is it's stepping into a place where, because we have overcome through forgiveness, through healing, through recognizing what that was, but also recognizing what God can do instead in that space, we're able to step into something that is a stronger capacity to help others overcome. So as an overcomer, you have what we call the power of the overcomer to help others overcome. And what that means is, because you've navigated through the healing process and embraced it, you've actually opened up the door to being able to help others do the same thing. And there's something that's really powerful about someone who is learning to be steadfast in God. There's something that is an incredible opportunity to be able to step into something that means you're unshakable. I mean, how many of us out there want to be unshakable in the midst of the chaos of this world? I know I do. Anyone else, you know? So yes, there's a place of learning to be unshakable, to be steadfast is another word, to be unmovable, not in a negative sense, but in a sense of the fortitude and the grit and the determination that is needed to stay strong in God. You know, there's a lot out there that would come against our faith. There's a lot out there. People make fun of Christians all the time, but the reality is there's something in a relationship with God that is way beyond anything that we can think of, hope for, or imagine, because He is so incredible. And in my own journey, you know, one of the things I've learned is that in the process of going deeper in His heart, of passionately pursuing this God of the universe, this God who is amazing. Yeah, it's on the peak of our country, Alam says. So, you know, it's one of those things that as we stand in that place of passionate pursuit of God, we learn the faith, we learn the fortitude, we learn the trust, we learn to see God's ebbs and flows. We learn to be sensitive to how He's moving, and I think that's that piece when we look back at the prayer right after we talk about choosing to allow His perfect love to cast out all our fear, because we have to let go. We have to choose to let go. We can hold on to fear, but we have to choose to let go. And when we choose to let go, there's something about relationship with God and walking that journey with Him. And in this last paragraph, it says, "Through storms, teach me to dance on the waves and laugh. Through calm seas, teach me to bask in all you are. Take me to the lands of promise and help me live these promises out with all I meet." You know, when I think about dancing on the waves with the Lord, yeah, it kind of seems like, oh, that's a silly image. But what I really think about is the joy of basically being able to say jump from wave to wave. I mean, like, it's that childlike wonder that comes back into my heart in the fun of what that could be. And the idea that in the storm and with the waves, that actually just creates a fun playground with the Lord, a place where you can really get to know Him better, and a place where you can learn to let Him lead you in the dance, and just the joy and the laughter that comes in that idea. And then through the calm seas, teach me to bask in all you are. And you know, when you think about through the calm seas, a lot of times we think, oh, it's calm, I'm not in crisis. You know, we tend to sometimes pull away from the Lord in that because we don't need Him. But that's really the time that we can connect with Him in a way that is through peace and through life and through just the fun of being in His presence and not having something that we need from Him, but we can just be with Him and grow in that place, to learn to know His nature and to learn to know His heart and His love in different ways. So I thank you guys for sticking with me through the technical glitches, but I just really want to encourage you in this time to press in to the Lord and to go to a place that allows His waves of love to pour over you and to displace all of those negatives. So in the next week, I hope that you will take some time with the Lord and ask Him more of those questions that we just talked about. If you aren't here with me on this interactive podcast and you're seeing it as a recording, I just hope to encourage you in this time and just pray that the Lord will bless you as you consider what He's displacing and what He's pouring in. What is He exchanging for those negative things in your life? And then I hope that you can join me next time, and hopefully the sound will work the first time, but I hope that you can join me next time as we get together and are able to take this a little bit further. I have a feeling we may be going to the next chapter next week, so I think there will be something else we'll be pulling out, maybe a little bit different imagery as we step forward and as we learn to unpack these images so we can go deeper into God's heart. I hope you guys have an absolutely great day, and I will see you soon. Enjoy.